Hey guys, welcome back to another Plan with me. This week I'm planning from March 27th to April 2nd, and I'm using this kit. I believe it's called Farm Life from the Pink Planner shop. And I really have no reason to be using this kit this week other than I thought it was a good springtime kit. Although looking at it now, it's screaming late August, early September to me, but that's fine. That's fine. We're not hoarding. I really wanted to hoard this kit. Was very tempting because I think this would be so cute for a week where I go to possibly, who knows, but maybe if I go to West Virginia again, or like my mom works on a farm and I've visited her before, but it's been many years. The point is, I'm positive that at some point in my life, I'm going to be at a farm again, and this would have been adorable, but because I don't have any plans set, we're not going to hoard it. We're just going to use it. I wanted to use it, so I used it. It's fine. I'm pretty happy with how the spread came out, except for one thing. This kit did not come with deco, or maybe it came with like 2 or 3 pieces, and I was a dummy and accidentally used the wrong washi strips for my bottom washi because I was planning on using one of these patterned pieces at the top to fill up that white space, but I forgot, and I don't know, like, on my St. Patrick's Day week, I used the slim glitter strip and then one of the patterned bottom washi pieces, and then I was able to use another patterned washi on the top to balance everything out. But I just didn't do that this week, and unfortunately this paper is just way too sticky to rip back up. So it is what it is. It's looking very, very blank at the top, and that's my only complaint about this spread. But other than that, I really love how this looks. The full boxes are so pretty, and I know I keep saying not to pick kits anymore for myself just based on full boxes, but like everything, I really like the warm colors in this, and I'm just happy with the spread overall, except for the fact that I messed up and didn't leave a patterned strip of washi for the top. As far as this week goes, it's definitely on the boring side again. A couple things did happen though. What did I do? Oh, so I did get my passport this week, which was a really big deal. I have severe anxiety when it comes to doing things like that, especially by myself. I'm just convinced that like the workers are going to be mean to me and yell at me, and I'm going to have the wrong paperwork, and they're going to think I'm an idiot, and I'm going to have to come back. And like, I don't know, I just freak out when it comes to those types of tasks, but I did it, and I'm very proud of myself. I'm still really hoping that my work trip ends up not happening. And I know, like, I just paid for a passport, but I mean, it's good for like 10 years or something, so it's fine. Now I don't have an excuse not to go on a trip, but I don't know. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. What else happened this week? Nothing really else happened. Like I did say, it was a really boring week. No, I have nothing else to say. So we're just gonna get into the day by day. I could have sworn I had something else. It'll come up. Anyway, starting with Monday, the first thing I marked was that it was an in-office day, and this day I clocked in at 7:42, which is really early. And don't ask me why I do this, but I prefer to have my in-office day on Monday, the longest day, just because, how do I explain this without sounding like really boring? Basically, I need to hit 40 hours, and the earlier I am to work and the later I stay, the later I can sleep in on Friday. So I would rather wake up really early and spend more time working on Monday so that I can sleep in a little bit longer on Friday. That's basically what happens, but it is pretty brutal. So I marked that I was really tired. And then some good news. I heard back from a dermatologist's office that I emailed, and this was a recommendation from a friend. So that's why I was really hoping that this dermatologist would take my insurance, because I would rather go to someone like that I've heard good things about, especially because I really want them to cut this weird mole thing off my face because I'm getting real sick of it. It just randomly popped up one day in March of 2020. It was actually the first week of lockdown. I don't know if I've ever mentioned that before. If I have, I'm sorry that I'm so obsessed with this stupid mole on my face, but it's been really bothering me for the last 3 years, so I'm ready for it to leave. And I made an appointment this day, so that was really big. I've been calling dermatologists for a while, and one step closer. I then did a workout when I got back from work, and then Joe and I watched The Banshees of Inisherin, which I had very high hopes for, and it just wasn't my thing. I'm noticing that a lot of big movies that get a lot of praise are just too boring for me. It was a good movie and it had good parts, and I do appreciate the underlying message, but it was just too much about nothing. Sorry if you can hear Janet chirping in the background. So I can't really recommend it. It was sort of a waste of my time, but whatever. Moving on to Tuesday, the first thing I marked was that I did all of the cat care when I got home. I also worked but didn't have space to mark it this day. And then on my break, I went for a walk and ran a ton of errands. I had a sale from Poshmark I had to mail. I had to stop at the hardware store to grab a light bulb, and then I just went to Aldi to pick up a couple things. We also got the news that the Philadelphia water was going to be safe to drink. What is she doing? Sorry, I had to kick Janet out of my room because for some reason, whenever I do a voiceover, she tries to climb on top of my PS3. I don't get it. She hasn't done that since my last video, my talk through. And those are the only 2 times she's ever done it. I don't know why it's her new thing, but it's annoying. Anyway, back to the plans. We found out that the water was going to remain safe to drink, which was cool because I did not run out like a crazy person and buy a bunch of water. And I actually heard from a couple of Joe's friends that they were asked by some of their friends to buy a bunch of water, and then their friends never picked it up. So they just got stuck with tons of bottled water that they don't need. I tried to make sort of a healthy-ish dinner. It did involve fresh sweet potatoes, so that's something. It wasn't frozen or processed, so that's cool. And then I just did a little, I use the term design loosely, but I designed a cake topper on Procreate for our friend's birthday cake. Then moving on to Wednesday. Oh, this was what I was going to mention, but I will mention it here. This was the first day of me weaning myself off of Red Bull. And the main reason I have decided to do that is because I don't really know how to talk about this without sounding sort of stupid, but as I keep mentioning in every single one of my videos, I'm not happy with how I've been looking lately, and I've heard that sugar-free additives like aspartame are really bad for weight loss and fat loss, and I know that that's not the root of my problem, but it can't hurt. And I'm also just trying to cut down on caffeine in general to see if that helps with my anxiety because caffeine is bad when you have anxiety. So this was day 1 of only drinking half a can of Red Bull. Then I just marked that I worked. I did an upper body workout on my break, and I was feeling very sore and tired this day. I really had to push myself. I just was feeling exhausted. And then I watched the movie She-Devil, which is pretty dumb and silly, but it's one of those movies that I can watch over and over again, just in the background, just very much like movies of that time and that style are just easy for me to repetitively watch. So I watched She-Devil, and then I finished a puzzle I was working on, and then I did some planning. Moving on to Thursday, I marked that I worked. And then I had to rush to Joe's place on my break because I only get a 30-minute break, and I needed to grab all my stuff and head to his place because he lives within walking distance of where I was getting my passport taken care of. So I went to his place on my break, and I had to go during my break because my passport appointment was at 6, and I didn't think I would have made it if I left my apartment at 5 and then went to his place, parked, and then walked. I just didn't want to risk it, especially because they asked for you to be 15 minutes early. Joke's on me because there was over an hour wait. So I would have been fine, but whatever. I marked that I did it by myself. I was really proud. I had nobody to keep me company, but it was really not that bad. It was really not that bad. And the people behind me, like they had the 6:30 appointment, which is the last appointment of the day. They really had it bad because they waited for over an hour, just like everybody else. And then were told that they had to come back because they forgot their kids' birth certificates and they were getting new passports for their kids. So they waited until 7:30 for no reason. Yeah, but I still haven't gotten my birth certificate back in the mail or the passport. And honestly, the old dude who was doing all the passport photos, like, no hate on him. He was working alone all day, so he was probably getting really tired by the time he got to me. But my passport photo doesn't look straight on. And I paid for it, you know? If I knew it was going to be that shitty, I would have just done it myself. The only reason I paid the extra 15 is because I was so anxious and nervous that I was going to do it wrong and get denied. And now I'm worried that this guy's photo is going to get denied because it's bad. So fingers crossed that it's okay and they just approve it. If not, they need to take my picture again because I paid them. Anyway, I walked back to Joe's, and on the way, I treated myself to free Chipotle because I had a coupon for a free entree, and it was actually expiring this day, so I had to get it, and it was delicious. And then the final thing on Thursday, I didn't mark this, and it was pretty annoying. It's fine, but Joe had a guy over, and they were, like, working on music together, and the guy wouldn't leave. I don't know, his kids were like on spring break and he didn't want to go home and be around them or something. But Joe, like, I was in his bedroom and Joe kept hinting to this guy that it was getting really late. Like, it was 10 p.m. Like, I washed my face and brushed my teeth while this guy was still there. He was there till like 10:30. But we still managed to bake the cake this day. Then moving on to Friday, the first thing I marked was that I had no calls to make on Friday, which is just the days that I don't have to make calls, I just feel like 50 pounds lighter. It just brightens up my mood knowing I don't have to talk to customers. It's just lovely. So that was good. And after work, I headed home because I didn't have all of my stuff for the weekend. And I also really wanted to try making these spinach mushroom feta egg bites. I will never be making these again for a couple reasons. One, they are absolutely delicious fresh out of the oven. But the whole reason I made this recipe is because it's promoted as like food, like meal prepping. Like, you can freeze them, you can refrigerate them, and they're still delicious. Wrong. Absolutely wrong. The vegetables do not taste good. Like, the day after, they're so-so, but like, it says they last for 4 days, and by the 4th day I was like choking it down. It tasted so bad. So yeah, I think I love all those flavors, but I think I'm just gonna do omelets and make it every day. It's not time consuming enough to justify eating the like old nasty ones, you know? And then the other reason I'm so mad at myself is I forgot to spray my cupcake tin or my muffin tin. And I am not exaggerating when I say I soaked it all weekend. I washed it 4 times by hand. I went through 2 Brillo pads. I put it in the dishwasher. And then I still had to wash it a 5th time. And to this day, it's not perfect. I'm probably going to donate it and get another one because I am so angry that my muffin tin is not perfect anymore. It's all scratched up from the Brillo pads, and I had to use my fingernail to get the remaining egg out of all of the crevices. It was hell. I wish I had just thrown it away when it first happened, but I thought that was wasteful. But looking back now, I wasted at least 2 hours cleaning that thing, and it's not perfect. So anyway, that's my egg bite horror story. Then I marked that Joe and I got buy one, get one free burgers from these two. The items were both from different places in South Philly that are right next to each other. They both had a buy one, get one free deal. And so we got the fries from one place and the burgers from the other, and they were pretty good. You don't have to tell me. I'm not eating very well, but I'm trying. I'm trying with like the mushrooms and spinach, get more veggies in my life. But yeah. Then we frosted the cake we had previously baked and added we didn't add the topper, but basically everything was good to go for the birthday the next day. So moving on to Saturday, the first thing I marked was that I did Joe's dishes just because, I don't know, I feel it's one thing I can do for him that's easy. So I did that. I marked that it was so nice out this day. And then we also picked up sodas for the party on the way. And then we went to see our friend's new house, and it was one of their birthday, hence the birthday cake. And everybody loved the cake. I was so happy because I was nervous because I like adding like instant pudding to the cake mix, and it was so moist that at first we thought it was undercooked, but it wasn't. It was completely cooked, and I was just so nervous that everybody was going to think it was undercooked, but everyone loved it. They would not stop raving about this cake, so I was very relieved. I'm always nervous to do things for other people because if they're bad, I'll die. I will just die. So the cake turned out great, and she ended up using the cake topper I made her and turned it into a magnet. So everything got eaten and used. Success. I marked that we had pizza and Chick-fil-A because that's what they had for the party, and it was delicious. And then also at the party, two of our friends announced on April Fool's, which is hilarious. I did not believe them. They are having twins. She is pregnant with twins, and they are due October, Friday the 13th. How cool is that? I really hope that they are on time. I know twins can come early, but how cool would that be to have twins on Friday the 13th in October? One of them is evil, for sure. I think that's so cool. We stayed at the party way too late, till like 12:30 or 1 or something like that, and I was just exhausted, but whatever. It was really fun. So at least I wasn't like out later than I wanted and also miserable, so that was cool. And then because Joe is physically incapable of going to a party and then just going straight to bed no matter what time it is, he wanted to watch an episode of Bachelor in Paradise, and I fell asleep on the couch. Moving on to Sunday, the first thing I marked was that I actually felt rested for once, and it was probably because I slept on the couch for 3 hours and then went to bed and slept in. Then I was annoyed just because there was a last minute change of plans. At first, I was supposed to help some friends move. That got canceled. So then I was going to hang out with my grandmother. That was my backup plan. She wanted to see me. And as I was about to text her that I could come, she texted me, actually, maybe not today, I'm tired. So once again, it was a Sunday, just feeling wasted. So in order to like sort of fix my shitty mood, I walked around the art museum, which really didn't do much for me. And then I was annoyed because as I was walking back, after like walking a couple miles, Joe texted me saying that he and some friends were meeting up very close to the museum to like go to the Hungarian festival or something, or the something festival. I don't even remember. And he said like, oh my God, you're so close. Come meet us. I would have loved to, but at that point my mood was so bad. I just couldn't. So I missed out on the free giant pretzels, which kills me because I love giant pretzels, but it's fine. And then I just marked that I wasted away all day because I basically did. And then we ended Sunday watching Infinity Pool, which I liked but did not love. I would give it like a 7 out of 10. 6.5 out of 10. It was good, not great. But anyway, that is everything for this spread. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.